how's it going? I'm Adam and welcome to my channel. Well, have you ever wanted your photos to look like a scene from the planet Gidi Prime? Or have your model look like an extraterrestrial? Then no boy do I got the film stock for you. Rollei Infrared 400, a hyper panchromatic and a near infrared black and white film stock. So what makes this film stock so special is that with the right filter, it can give your eyes one hell of a ride capturing infrared light. And without it, you just get a regular old black and white film stock. Now, I have had this film for about a year now and never shot it. So you must be wondering why. Well, 1, I'm lazy, and 2, you need a lot of gear in order to get the most out of this film. For example, a tripod, shutter release cable, an R72 filter, a sunny day, and patience. Cause yeah, doing this with a 36 exposure roll will test you mentally and physically. 2 of my weakest characteristics. Anyway, more on this film later, and let's start shooting. One sunny Sunday, I made it over to a nearby park called Cittadella, and here's where I loaded the Rollei in the Nikon F3. Alright, so now for the secret sauce, we're gonna use an infrared R72 filter in order to get the wood effect. I totally meant to do that. Wow, it's pitch black. So I highly suggest you actually compose and focus before putting on the filter. Eesh, all this work for one shot. First impressions. It's interesting to say the least. The white greenery and dark sky is definitely a mood, but I'm not quite sure how I feel about it yet. I don't know why I'm putting my eye towards the viewfinder, seeing as though it's pitch black. I guess it's just a habit. The R72 filter. Now, this film stock has a wider spectral sensitivity, meaning it can capture from visible light to near infrared light. So we need an R72 filter to essentially light block the visible light and only let in infrared light. The R72 blocks up to 720 nanometers, and the sensitivity of this film stock goes up to 750 nanometers. Yeah, I can hear you falling asleep now. Anyway, so that leaves us with a small space, sort of like this room that I'm recording in. Anywho, because we are taking away so much light, we have to compensate, and I believe that's around 5 stops of light, hence the tripod and shutter release cable. But I highly recommend using a TTL metering camera and go off that. It just seems a bit more easier and reliable. Here's where I spotted the mother with her child near the body of water and decided to get ready for the shot, secretly hoping that they will still be there by the time I finish setting up. It's a lot of gear. Also, quick tip, if you want to achieve the pure black sky look, it's best to have the sun behind you. Not the situation that I have here, but hey, sometimes you gotta take the good, take the bad, mix it all, and there you have a pretty good photo. I love it. It definitely gives off this painterly and otherworldly look, and the mother and child is what makes the photo. Now this is a pretty big park. You know, you have to walk at least like 30-40 minutes just to get out of here. And my first time here, I was 16. I was in high school. I had a pack of friends and it was nighttime, and I've never been here before and I never saw those statues. And these statues don't have heads. So yeah, they brought me out here. They said, oh, I'm gonna show you something cool. So we went here and yeah, they left me. To this day, I swear that one of those statues was actually moving. Anyway, back to photography. 3, 2, the wood effect. It was named after an American physicist called Robert William Wood, not related to Elijah. He was a pioneer in infrared and ultraviolet photography, and thanks to him we're able to achieve this effect. So what is it? The Rollei and R72 combo is really popular with nature and landscape photography. Basically a lot of greens and blue skies. Due to the fact that chloroplasts found in most vegetations, plants, greenery, etc. reflect infrared light, making it white on the image. And blue sky is black because the color blue is the furthest away from infrared on a visible spectrum. So thanks to Rollei and the filter, we are able to achieve the wood effect. Oh, and if you are wondering, I barely understood that also. I was a theater kid. Alright, so I have an experiment in mind. I saw Dune 2 recently, and over on planet Gedi Prime, the shots are really cool. Like, you could sort of achieve that look with Rollei Infrared. So I'm gonna do a self-portrait. I'm gonna try to recreate the look that Austin Butler has in that movie, but you know, with hair and not as handsome. Okay, self-timer on. It's gonna be F11. Alright. We're gonna wait for the wind to die down. Gotta say, this film could actually be cool for portraits. The ghostly skin and the black eyes really give you a look. More of a I see what's in your soul look, but still a look. Anyway, the heat was getting to me and I decided to get some iced coffee and take the filter off. Now, the cool thing with this film stock is that if you take away the filter, you can have a regular 400 speed black and white film, which is definitely great because you're not locked into a certain look. But it's definitely contrasty and not a look that I go for, but nevertheless a nice option to have. Focusing. Now, before you go and shoot this film with the R72, you have to understand how focusing works. And by the name of my channel, I am obviously the best person to do so. Infrared light focuses closer than visible light. That's why you have red dots on older lenses, which is sort of like a marker on where to compensate for infrared light. Now, if you don't have one of those lenses, just shoot at f11 or higher and hope for the best. Anyway, it was the next day and I had a few frames left, so I decided to finish off the roll. We're gonna continue with the wood effects. So I'm gonna put the R72 filter and try to get some detail shots. Here's the perfect example of the wood effect. I achieved this with better lighting and the sun was behind me, but you know, not like in a stalker way though. That definitely doesn't help pollution. Alright, so we got a shot with two people on the bench right next to the lake, so it could be pretty cool. But I gotta wait for people to clear out. So yeah, most important thing about photography, waiting. A lot of people running. Oh, there's a marathon. Wow, I picked the perfect moment, haven't I? Nobody run, please, nobody run. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Take your time. And here we go. Ah, shoot. So instead, I decided to embrace the chaos and get closer and take photos of the runners. Are they good? Definitely not. And that's the end of the roll and the video. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. So my final thoughts on Rollei Infrared. I actually like it. Obviously it's not an everyday film, but definitely something worth taking on photo trips. It just gives you an entirely different look, and I feel like there are endless possibilities for creative ways of using this film stock. You know, obviously in other hands. But I definitely want to try a Dune inspired photo shoot. I actually think it could be pretty cool. But one thing is for sure, I definitely won't be buying the 35mm one. 120 will do. Cause yeah, that definitely tired me out. Gotta work on my cardio and just go to the gym in general. Anyway, if you have never tried this film, I highly recommend you do, especially if you are in a rut. It just gives you a fresh and fun look. So yeah, this film stock is available in 35, 120 and large format. Like, subscribe, you know, do all that jazz. And I'm off to check on the R6 again. Alright, We're gonna wait for the wind to die down.